Well, hello and welcome to Coffee and Customer Service. This is our semi-monthly, not so regular hangout. Um, my name is Jeremy Watkin from phone.com and also co-blogger for Communicate Better blog, where we seek to make customer service awesome. I am here with my partner in crime and co-blogger Jenny Dempsey. Hey Jenny, how's it going? What are you drinking today?
Hey Jeremy, it's going well. I actually got coffee today. Big old mug of coffee. It's a little cold now, but pretty tasty. What are you drinking over there?
I've got my green tea. I thought we agreed to never drink coffee on our coffee and customer service hangout.
I know, and I totally ruined it with my cold coffee from way early, like 2 hours ago.
It feels more genuine that you're actually drinking coffee. I won't lie. My tea's too hot, so I'm going to drink water.
Okay, good. It's not worth burning yourself. Green tea. Don't mess around with that.
Totally true.
So what's on tap for today? What's the daily brew? Get it? Daily brew for our coffee and customer service.
Exactly. So I'm glad you asked. We're actually playing with a new format today to help us focus a little bit more. Sometimes nobody's ever told us, because I think we only get one viewer each time we do one of these, but I think we tend to ramble a little bit, and we want to stay focused on our customer service vision, which is the whole reason we write this blog, besides the fact that we just like writing and getting our thoughts down on print or whatever you call it, not paper. But our vision for customer service at phone.com is serving our customers in a way that builds meaningful and lasting connections and is awe-inspiring. And everything we do on our blog is about learning and observing how to do that better, how we can improve. One of the things that our customer service team likes to do is to talk about and celebrate smiles, and also talk about our opportunities for awesome. And we do this fairly regularly in our meetings and discussions and email threads. And quite simply, smiles are where we're doing things well, and opportunities for awesome are areas for improvement. And Jenny, as the brainchild, maybe you should talk about this a little bit more.
Well, it started with
You're
how
not the
we're gonna.
brainchild. This was your brainchild.
Wait, what? Okay, thank you for clarifying that to everyone, to our one viewer. But we wanted to figure out ways to handle our feedback, and instead of seeing it in just the general light, we thought we'd take all the negative ones and throw them as opportunities, and all the positive ones, make them into something that our reaction to them. They make us smile, so it's a good fitting name. And we also incorporated, just like you said, sharing positive things that happen in the office, and even outside of the office, things that come in. We always, are making sure to bring the positive and looking at the negative as opportunities. And I'm going to talk about something in customer service or work life in general. We always kind of talk about that work-life balance that makes people smile, made me smile this week, and I think it could make a lot more people smile. It started out as my own type of opportunity for awesome. I had a negative thing where I wasn't taking my lunch break. It's not that no one told me I couldn't. I just thought, I'm going to get more work done if I just work at my desk and eat my lunch here and just keep working and working and working. So it took that opportunity, and I challenged myself, and it resulted in a smile. And I had a really great experience with taking a lunch break for a week. Minus one day, I kind of slipped on Wednesday, but lunch breaks are not for losers. They are a really positive thing. It helps break up your day. In my post, let me just pull up our mobile site, because I love to share our mobile site. This is on my fancy new iPhone. just taking 30 minutes of that refuel time every day out of your lunch break or out of your work day to take a lunch break. I actually enjoyed my food. I tasted it. I know that sounds like really silly and unnecessary, but there's something about being present and enjoying your food that really enhances the rest of your experience at work. I was more positive mindset for the rest of the day, a clearer mind. I had time to refuel, recharge, and more energy. That boost of energy helped me do more the rest of the day efficiently. So I wasn't dragging, I wasn't typing things wrong, sending emails to people incorrectly or typing wrong names because I was so tired and drained. And, I guess it matters also what you eat for lunch. I usually eat salads, but I mean, whatever it is, you're taking your break, and the productivity is shown by what you do for the rest of that day. And it's such a benefit. And when I shared this originally earlier this week, I noticed, or I guess I shared it on last Friday, but people responded to it and said, oh, I don't take my lunch break either. And it was interesting to see how much this little gap of time can really benefit you and make you smile and just change everything. So the lunch break lesson, our CSR team, customer service reps are on the phone and they're sitting at their desks, for their entire shift. And a lot of the time when they are in their breaks, they'll also eat at their desks, because in our office, we don't really have a lunch area to go to. We had some tables set up in the middle of the room, but it wasn't necessarily convenient. So our customer service reps were kind of feeling stuck. They'd eat at their desks and they'd go on YouTube, and then, management would walk through there and we'd be like, what's going on? Why is this person, looking at things online? We couldn't differentiate between who was actually on lunch and who, was working. And so we've developed, or we've created, or we're starting to create our own little lunch break room, Zen room, nap time room, whatever we want to call it. We took one of our conference rooms and we're changing it around. We threw a couch in here. We're going to get some pictures on the wall, get some dimmer lights, just more relaxing, a table where you can come and just chill out, get away from your desk. It's really important. So I'm going to keep trying to do it. It's a continuous opportunity for awesome for myself, and I hope others follow. And it also makes for a cleaner keyboard. I don't know. Maybe I'm just klutzy and drop my food all the time, but it's nice not to have salad dressing smudges, on the space bar.
I think we all have a little bit of that.
Yeah. So yeah, that was my smile for this week, and it was a really great experiment. I think I'm going to be a big advocate of making sure people take their lunch and do something on their lunch, and just recharge, refuel, and yeah. But yeah.
Couple things there. You touched on the not when CSRs would sit at their desk and eat lunch and go on YouTube and stuff like that. I love it that we work at a place where we can allow our agents to browse the internet from time to time. But it really, when you see them sitting at their desk, it creates a negative perception, and it's not fair to them. They absolutely need their break, and management needs to support it. And by encouraging them not to eat at their desk, we're hopefully helping them feel supported and feel freedom to really unplug and recharge their batteries.
You know what, Jeremy? The CSRs learn by example. And so with us eating our lunch at our desks, then they see us doing it. And so we have to be the ones who we have to practice what we preach.
That's scary.
I know, right?
The other thing I wanted to mention, I wrote that post earlier this week about I took the week off last week, and you actually became super blogger for a week. But the other thing about the fear of taking a lunch is this fear that if I unplug, if I step away for 30 minutes, what's going to happen while I'm gone? And you get that perception a lot with vacation time as well. And if we get stuck in this pattern where we feel like we're so important that we can't take a break, that we can't unplug, be away from our phone or computer. That's a dangerous place to be in, not just from a professional level, but from a personal level. So it's a great reminder, Jenny.
Yeah, and that vacation thing is another opportunity for awesome for myself. So maybe I'll touch on that in the future. Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, how much vacation time do you have accrued right now?
I almost have 200 hours because I never take vacation because I don't know. I'm kind of afraid to just not work. I don't know. There's something wrong. But Jeremy, what's our opportunity for us in this week that you're going to talk about?
Well, thanks for asking. The first opportunity for awesome is for you to take a vacation. But my real opportunity for awesome, and actually I love talking about running. There's no secret. Actually, you wrote a post about running recently, which made me not feel so bad, because that's like the thing where I do my best thinking and have these revelations or epiphanies, whatever you want to call them. I was reminded of a Stephen Covey quote that's super great, and this might be another thing that you want to tweet at the end of this thing. Stephen Covey said, "The main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing." So here's the story. I was running before the sun came up the other morning, and as a runner, I've become really good at jaywalking. You have to, otherwise you're stopping all the time to wait for cars. But you know, before 6 a.m., there's maybe one car out there, so you kind of dodge the car. And as I came to an intersection where I often have to be careful of cars because it's a little bit busier road, I saw this truck sitting in the left-hand turn lane. I noticed the cars on the other side weren't coming. I realized this truck had a left turn arrow, green, and he could have gone. I realized he wasn't going, so I actually ran around behind his truck because there were no other cars. And I looked in the cab, light's still green, he's still sitting there. Looked in the cab, and he's like this with his phone. And he could have been doing a number of things, but you know, in this day and age, I'm just going to assume that he was texting or doing social media or something like that. And it really got me to thinking about how often we do things like that. And the light eventually turned red, and he was still sitting there. So he completely missed it. Actually, he caused a delay because the light waited for him, so there were other cars waiting for him. But the guys, how often do we sit there and stare at our phone when we have a green light in front of us? So that really got me to thinking about the deeper things of life and this Stephen Covey quote, keeping the main thing the main thing. So I came up with 4 steps, which this is nothing new. If you read 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, which I highly recommend, you'll get this out of there, absolutely. But really think about, first of all, what are the main things in your life? And think about, you know, he also talks about begin with the end in mind. So you're constantly working toward these major goals. You know, and I listed things like family, marriage, career, faith, health, friends, lifelong learning, these big things that we aspire to do. Those, I would guess that for most people that those are the main things that would be at the top of their list if they sat down and wrote them down. But then now take a look at the things that you actually do on a daily basis. I put things like, there's so many more things you could add, but some of the big pillars would be work, obviously, exercise, watching TV, browsing social media, and eating ice cream, of course, because that's one of my favorite activities. There are so many more things that we do on a daily basis that we could put in there. But the step 3 is really to take these things that you're actually doing and look at how they're contributing towards your goals. And before we go any further, I want to say that these things that you're actually doing aren't necessarily bad things, but it's important to keep them in balance. So I just want to take one and say, for example, social media. Jenny, you and I have both seeing the power of social media. It's powerful for learning. You can connect with thought leaders. It's powerful for connecting with family and friends and staying connected with them. It's powerful if you are a thought leader. It's a great way to share your message, and it's also a great way to grow your network. But on the other side, if you're out of balance with social media, it can suck a ton of your time. Another thing that I observed last week on vacation was people hiking up a mountain, and they have their phone in front of them like this.
Yes.
I'm like, just put it down and enjoy nature.
Wow.
So, in my life, am I spending time on social media when I should be wrestling with my kids, talking with my wife about her day? Or am I spending time on social media to connect with my wife, and my parents, and my siblings? And so there's kind of two sides to each thing. But it's really important to work on making sure that your daily activities are contributing toward the main things that you really want to do. And my last thing is in this, I'm so quick to want to just cut things out. And sometimes that's the easier thing to do because we don't want to like work on trying to balance something that's difficult for us to balance. And maybe for a season, it's good to cut it out and then reintroduce it. I've done that with ice cream more times than I can count. But I think something about life gets better when we figure out how to balance the things that are actually good. Certainly, there are things that maybe we'll never be able to bring into balance, and we do need to cut them out. That's kind of when we talk about opportunities for awesome. It's this continuous improvement that we're on in life that we need to continue to be on, continue to take inventory and evaluate where we're at. So that's my opportunity for awesome. Work on keeping the main things the main things.
Well said, Jeremy. That's some really great stuff there. Still wonder what was so important that person at that light had to put on their phone. Their phone out when they're in the car.
Confession. So I was driving the other day, and I kind of road raged a little bit. We're merging onto the freeway, and this person slowed down, and I saw their hand go up and touch their GPS.
Ooh.
I honked and went around them.
Yeah. Hey, that could have been a ticket for them, like.
It's a great advertisement for all these campaigns that are trying to get people to not text and drive.
Mm-hmm.
Keep the main thing the main thing.
Yes. Seriously.
Living's important, for example.
Yeah. Arrive alive. Isn't that what the Times always say? This leads us up to our next segment in our new formatted Coffee and Customer Service. We're going to throw in some sharing the awesome, some tweets that you can share with some awesome things that we learned this week. So I'm going to throw mine out first, and I think it's pretty easy to remember. Lunch breaks are not for losers. Hashtag take your lunch. That's mine. What do you got for your awesome tweet this week, Jeremy?
Well, that's a great one, Jenny. It's so simple. Great message. Mine's a little longer. We'll post it on our blog. We'll post both on our blog and on Twitter. But are the things that I'm doing helping me achieve my main things, or am I stopped at a green light staring at my phone? Ooh. Hashtag 7 habits. Got to send props out to Stephen Covey for keeping the main things the main things.
Nice.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Jenny, thanks for being a good sport about the new format.
This is great.
I think somehow we still talked way too long, but we would love to get your feedback, so leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. If you think it's an improvement, or if you think there's still many opportunities for awesome. And we are excited to to interact with you, and thank you so much for listening in. Jenny, have a great week, okay?
Thank you. You too. Great weekend.
All right, bye.